And I used to think that was just the most admirable thing that she did. And I sort of grew up expecting all women to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Until I met my mother, and then my mother straightened me out that I had to do the work too. In fact, my mother made me, I believe, a better person as a male, and taught me how to treat women. And I thought that was a very valuable lesson. And my grandmother taught me that too. Extreme respect for women along the way. And my grandfather, I was fortunate, being the oldest cousin, to have ridden around with my grandfather. And I think maybe some of you might have been able to do that too. On his routes, he would go out into the farmland of Dakotas and collect cream and buy beef or sausage and stuff from the farmers. And I'll never forget, I got to go to this, well, a couple of times. One, I got to go jump in a great big grain silo. And my grandfather would come in and pull me out of there because I just loved it. I was in amongst all this wheat. And I was throwing it in the air, you know, and all this. And then the farmer came and said, I don't know if that's a good idea for him because I guess wheat kind of self-combusts sometimes when it gets airborne. And I don't know, something along those lines. And then he pulled me out with, you know, chunks of wheat in my mouth, crunching down. So I've grown up eating cereal every morning in my life. And one of the funniest things I ever remember Grandpa doing, we came up in his Plymouth Fury station wagon. I don't know if anybody ever got to see that. But that car would go so fast. It was the fastest car I remember as a kid. I mean, he would do 100 miles an hour just to show me that the car could go 100 miles an hour. And I'd just be holding on white-knuckled, you know, flying across the Dakota Plains. But we went to this farmer's house, and he said, watch this. So get out of the car, and he gets out. And the farmer's had his tractor in the field. And so he'd stop before the farm. And he gets out, and he starts chasing the farmer around the tractor. And the farmer's trying to run from him. And I'm thinking, what is he doing, you know? And so finally, he kept going. Oh, he was talking. He wasn't really running, but he was talking. And the farmer kept avoiding him and trying to get away from him. He was going around. And finally, that was persistent. He just kept talking to him, talking. Finally, the farmer gave up, stopped. And then he grabbed his hand and started shaking his hand. And he taught me how to shake hands. I don't know if you ever got to teach any of you, but it was a really good, strong, firm grasp, you know, not too strong, just strong enough to hold on and let him know that you were for real. And he wouldn't let go of the farmer's hand until the farmer agreed to sell him his cream. You know, I was like,
Bruce,
true story.
Real quick, tell him about Mr. Shitz.
About
Mr. Shitz. Mr. Shitz.
Kitts?
Hi, Mr.
Alaska.
Shitz. You don't
Mr.
remember that?
Kitts.
Grandpa always told us the story that he knew a family last name was Shitz, and he'd always say, "Hey, Mr. Shitz, how's Mrs. Shitz and all the little Shits?"
Good stuff.